Good morning, wrestling fans. Today is Thursday, May 11th. This episode is a little later than normal. That's because it was originally supposed to be an off Thursday episode, but do have to go into work today, but not till 11. So that's why this episode is starting right now on the way to work for this episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Hope everyone is having a fantastic day so far. Last night, AEW Dynamite live in Detroit, and new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic is up, recapping that episode. Like I said on Wrestling Fanatic last night, unfortunately, I was not able to watch Dynamite live at Little Caesars Arena, but instead I had to watch it on TBS from the 360 studios, and I still enjoyed it though. Still was a good episode of Dynamite. I thought probably would have enjoyed it more being there live, though. I have noticed that definitely with some shows that I have been there live, and I had a great time. Thought it was a great show, but then when I watched the show back, either if it was a taped show or if I watched it like on a DVD or whatever, it didn't quite seem as good. But of course, for pro wrestling, the live experience in the arena can make a show better than it actually is sometimes. But maybe that's just me though. Who knows? And last night on Dynamite, we heard from Tony Khan talk about a big announcement that will be made on Dynamite next week, which does sound like the internet, all the news sites are right about the possibility of it being this new show, Collision, that has been talked about for a little while now, talking about there being a lot of talent in the back that's not on TV every week, and more AEW content. And also we saw the returns of Miro and Thunder Rosa, two people we have not seen on AEW television in a while. New television anyway. Thunder Rosa has been seen a little bit on All Access, I believe. And I hope I say this right, but also Wednesday afternoon, I believe it was, I heard Post Wrestling talk about this, is that Warner Brothers Discovery is having their, I think it's called Upfront. I could have that wrong, but that's when they're expecting this possible announcement of the new show, maybe, and the new TV deal, which Dave Meltzer has talked about for being around a deal for $1 billion for a few years or so for AEW to stay on with Warner Brothers Discovery. I thought at first last night Tony Khan did say TNT. I thought it was just kind of a simple mistake that he accidentally said TNT instead of TBS. But unless, like, that thing TNT is going to announce it, or this new show is going to be on TNT. Maybe it's just me. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but if they do this new show on Saturday night, I would, just because I guess you could say nostalgia, put it on TBS Saturday night, 6:05, 2 hours, just because have a lot of good memories watching pro wrestling in that time slot on TBS. I'm sure a lot of wrestling fans, well, older ones like me anyway, have great memories. Looked forward to that all week before Nitro and Raw were on. Saturday was big day for wrestling. Had WCW Saturday night, and even before then, the NWA at that time slot. And I remember Saturday morning, used to watch shows like WWF Livewire, and then here in Detroit, WWF Superstars came on Channel 50 at noon, and that's what I used to do every Saturday. Watch the Saturday morning shows. WCW used to have a Saturday morning show on as well. Anyone here in the Michigan area probably remembers WCW Worldwide at one time came on Channel 4 here in Detroit at 9 a.m. I believe, and then would switch over to USA for either Livewire or WWF Mania, whichever show was on USA at that time. And then, like I said, at noon used to be WWF Superstars, and then finish things up with WCW Saturday night at 6:05. But one little problem, though, is that I'm pretty sure it's been a long time since TBS has done that 05 thing where shows would start out at like 8:05 or 8:35. But maybe they can make a special exception or whatever it is for AEW. But I doubt that they'll do that, though. And tonight we have Impact Wrestling on Access TV, followed by New Japan Pro Wrestling, and also a new episode of Ring of Honor on Honor Club tonight. I want to say tonight is when we will see the Impact Wrestling in-ring debut of Trinity. And she also, I have seen, has an open contract for a match at Under Siege coming up soon on Impact Plus. And definitely looking forward to see Trinity in-ring action on Impact. I thought the in-ring promo she did last Thursday was pretty good. So that's all for this Thursday episode of GMWF. Thank you everyone for listening right here on Spreaker or wherever you are listening. It's appreciated. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions of any kind, you can leave them here in the comment section right here on Spreaker, or if the website or the app you are listening to on has a comment section. Also, if you have a product or a business or any kind of company that you want to advertise on 360 Wrestling Podcast, just email me 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com. I hope we can work something out. And that's all. Hope to have new episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic coming at you soon. just like last night. But we'll be back tomorrow for the Friday morning episode of GMWF. Hope everyone has a great Thursday today. Hope everyone enjoys Impact Wrestling in New Japan and Ring of Honor tonight. And until tomorrow for Friday, keep watching pro wrestling.